What's up? What's up? What's up? How we doing? How we doing out there? Oh man, I think I just hit the wrong button. Yo, say what's up in the chat. Say what's up in the chat. If you're in the chat, say what's up. We're going to be talking about, let me load this music. We're going to be talking about this NBA top 100 rank that they got going on. We got to talk about that. I mean, that's what this, I saw this list and I felt compelled to talk about it. But let me know in the chat if you can hear me okay. Let me know in the chat if y'all can hear me. Merrick Pixel, what's good? Anthrometic Talking Gourd, what's good? Welcome back, man. First live in a minute, man. Yo, spread the word, man. Spread the word. Let everybody know I'm live. I haven't live streamed in a long time. I don't even know what this is going to look like. The channel has grown. The channel has certainly grown since the last time I live streamed. But, you know, I don't really live stream often, and I didn't really, this wasn't planned, you know what I'm saying? I put a little post out yesterday to see if anybody would be interested in me going live. Some people said yes, you know, but I feel like, you know, I didn't get that much feedback. So I was like, maybe the people don't want to see me go live. But like I said, I saw this top 100 list and people that were on it, people that were ranked a certain level, you know, and I just want to talk about it. I want to talk about it. So this isn't even really necessarily me thinking this live is going to do numbers really. This is just me wanting to talk basketball, man. Like I'm itching to talk basketball. And any piece of news we get, it's like I'm ready to just go. Sorry if my voice sounds a little crazy. I'm a little sick. I'm a little bit under the weather, you know. But yeah, man, pretty much I want to talk about this NBA top 100 and where certain players are ranked on it, man, especially some of these Sixers players. You know, there's some Sixers players that are ranked in some interesting spots. Merrick, man, I'm doing good, man. Shout out to Merrick Pixon, man. Been a member for a long time. Well, relatively long since I've had memberships. But I'm doing well, man. How you doing? I hope everything's good over on your side. But yeah, I want to take a look at this list, man. And the first person I want to talk about on this list, I might be doing this a little too early. I might be doing this one a little too early. I don't know how many people going to be tuning in. I want people to hear about this. The first person that I want to talk about on this list right here is Benjamin Simmons. Ironically enough, ranked number 76 in the top 100. Do y'all think that was a coincidence, man? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. Do you guys think this was a coincidence that Ben Simmons was ranked 76, the former 76er, the guy that got run out of town for obvious reasons? Last year, in the 2021 NBA ranked, he was 28, so a massive drop. And understandably so. I want to know, do we really think that there's 75 players better than Ben Simmons, or is this reputation? I see Anthropomorphic in the chat. He's saying, I find that reputation factors way too much into these ranking lists. And I agree. I think this is more rep and the reputation Ben Simmons has gotten more than anything else. Because there's no way you could tell me there are 75 players in the NBA better than Ben Simmons. And I know this is a Sixers channel, and I know my fellow Sixers fans feel very, 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 very strongly about Ben Simmons. my stance on Ben Simmons, and I got a little bit of flack. Shout out to RB. I was on Philly Take with RB. This is live a couple weeks ago, and I got a lot of flack for what I feel about Ben Simmons, and people thought I was defending him. I'm not defending Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is not without his flaws. All I'm saying is he can do so damn much on the floor. He can't shoot the ball. We know that. We know that he can't shoot the ball. But he can handle it. His vision is top notch. His ability to make players around him better is elite. In transition, he's unstoppable. Defensively, he's a machine. He can guard 1 through 5. He doesn't bang with 5s all the time, but he can guard him in certain situations. He can certainly guard any player on the perimeter. He can score around the basket. Like, there's so much that this guy can do. You talk about a Swiss Army knife. He can do everything on the floor, but shoot the ball. And that's a massive but. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying that shooting the ball, especially from the point guard position, is not a big deal, because it is, and that's why he's not elite. The fact that Ben Simmons can't shoot or is afraid of shoot, or insert however other description you want about his shooting, anything you want to say, that is why he's not a top 5 or top 10 player in the NBA. But even without the shooting, the guy is still, I mean, I can't think of 30 guys better than Ben Simmons. I can't. 30, let alone 75. I mean, come on, man. Listen, again, he's flawed. He can't shoot. His heart is being questioned. His mental is being questioned. I get all of that. You know what I'm saying? He didn't play this year. I get all of that. But I still don't think there's 75 players in the league better than Ben Simmons. I think a lot of this has to do with just like piling on. But I do think it's funny and ironic that ESPN decided to rank him number 76. But again, what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments. What do you guys think about Ben Simmons? I would love to know. I really would. I thought Ben Simmons was overrated over the years, but this is disrespectful. That's what I'm saying. Like, listen, Ben Simmons, hold on one second. Ben Simmons is a guy that, I mean, he's elite. He's elite in so many different ways. He truly is. He's truly elite in so many ways. He's just limited in other ways. He's limited. But it doesn't mean there's 75 guys better than him. Like, come on, man. That's ASA 9, ASA 10, and ASA 11. There ain't no way there's 75 players better than Ben Simmons. There's just no way. Let's go further down the list. Like, come on, man. Come on, man. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but come on, man. Harrison Barnes, John Collins. Oh, my mouse is bugging out a little bit. John Collins. Michael Porter Jr. Michael Porter Jr. is number 72. ESPN is trying to tell me there's 71 players better than Michael Porter Jr.? 71 guys are better than Michael Porter Jr.? Are you crazy? Again, I understand the injury and not playing. But you can't tell me that he ain't. Come on, man. ESPN, what is you on? ESPN, what are you on? We ain't even get to the Sixers yet. Julius Randle. So Julius Randle is better than Michael Porter Jr. and Ben Simmons? Like, time out, y'all. Ben Simmons was ranked the 76th best player in the NBA. Michael Porter Jr. is ranked the 72nd best player in the NBA. And Julius Randle is 71? There's no way. There's just none. Julius Randle is not better than Michael Porter Jr. Julius Randle is not better than Ben Simmons. The Knicks would trade Julius Randle for either of those guys yesterday. Kawhi Leonard also didn't play, and he's top 10. That's like, exactly. So it can't just be injury, right? Or are they saying if he did play, he'd be top 2? I don't know. I can't believe this. I can't believe Julius Randle is above those two guys. Let's keep going. Al Horford had a big postseason. I can't be mad at that. Spencer Dinwiddie, number 69. All right. We got Desmond Bane. We got Jalen Brunson. Miles Turner. Russell Westbrook. I mean, let's talk about Russell Westbrook for a minute here, because I know Russell Westbrook going to have some polarizing takes. Again, are there really 64 guys better than Russell Westbrook? I don't know, man. I don't know. That's a tough one, because he struggled last year, and this was a case of a guy who was pretty healthy. Like, he played a lot. He just didn't play well. But I still don't know that there's 64 guys better than Russ. Again, let me know in the comments, man. Let me know. Jeremy Grant, RJ Barrett. Okay. Some love for RJ. RJ is, I think, maybe could be a little bit higher, but, I ain't mad at that. Hold on, time out. ESPN thinks Jalen Green is better than Michael Porter Jr. and Benjamin Simmons. Like, come on, man. Listen, and again, that's no disrespect to Jalen Green. Jalen Green, he could put the ball in the cup, but that's wild to me. Kyle Lowry is washed up, and he's ranked higher than so many guys. We're coming up on the first Sixer. I could feel it. Plus, I already know. Oh, God. No, what'd I just do? Man, my mouse is bugging out. Tyrese Halliburton, number 59. Remember when Sixers fans, we really thought we might get Tyrese Halliburton. There was talks about maybe the Sixers trading for him in the Ben Simmons deal before he went to Indiana. I think Tyrese Halliburton's a really good young player. Hell no to Jalen Green. That's what I'm saying. How is Jalen Green ranked higher than some of these other guys? That's crazy to me. Jalen Green, Jalen Green is better. Jalen Green is better than RJ Barrett. Jalen Green is better than Jalen Brunson. Jalen Green is better than Michael Porter Jr. Jalen Green is better than Ben Simmons. John Fan, what's up? Do you listen to Red Pill Content, Fresh Fit, Kevin Samuels? I do not. I don't know who that is. I do not. Appreciate you jumping into the chat. Robert Williams III, okay. Nikola Vucevic, okay. Superhero 18, yeah, definitely wanted Halliburton to pair with Maxi in the backcourt. But Harden and Maxi has been special in the 20-plus games, and now they have a training camp together. Yo, I'm super, super excited. I'm super excited to see what Tyrese Maxi and James Harden will look like with a full offseason together, a full training camp together, a full preseason together. Super excited. Super excited. Yo, if you're in the chat, man, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you're not. I'm assuming everybody in here probably is subscribed. But if you're not subscribed, click that subscribe button. If you want to support in other ways, become a member. Gifted members, it should be up there. You know what I'm saying? All that good stuff. But yeah, man, I'm super excited for Tyrese Maxi and James Harden to be playing together. But at number 56, my man, 50 grand, Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris has somehow become the most underappreciated Sixer. He really has become the most underrated and underappreciated Sixer. I think people be sleeping on Tobias Harris. I really do. Let's check out the chat for a minute. Robert Williams III belongs higher than that. The guy is a literal game changer when he's healthy. So Robert Williams III was 58. Yeah, I mean, I think he could maybe be a little bit higher. The thing is, like, you're right when he's healthy, but I know he just got hurt. He like seems to have a hard time staying healthy. At least this past season, it seemed that way. Like, I'm not gonna act like I've been following Robert Williams' entire career and I can tell, how many games he's missed or this or that. But I know this past year he struggled to stay healthy, and that definitely hurt Boston as a whole. If he does stay healthy, though, I do believe he is a game changer, just like you said. I think top 60 is probably a good place for him. We're going to have to see who's above him. Like, for example, I don't think Robert Williams III is better than Vucevic. So far, I dig it. And like I was saying about Tobias Harris, I don't think he's better than Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris is I don't know how people started disrespecting Tobias Harris. I actually do know how it happened. I know how it happened. People started to look at the contract. And when you sign a max contract, there's a level of expectation. And I get that. But in this forum, let me talk about Tobias Harris. I feel like I haven't really had an opportunity to talk about Tobias Harris in depth the way I would like to. Tobias Harris is a rare player in the sense of he signs a max contract. The guy's role has changed numerous times in the past couple years since signing that max contract, right? He was originally going to be like one of the, like a member of the quote-unquote big three. Well, actually, let's take it even before that. We get Tobias Harris. He's playing alongside Ben Simmons, J.J. Redick, Tobias Harris, Jimmy Butler, Joel Embiid, right? Obviously, Tobias Harris is not the guy. He's not the guy in that lineup, right? He's the third guy, maybe the fourth guy, right? You bring him in to bolster that lineup, but he wasn't the guy. Jimmy Butler decides to leave. Now, when Jimmy and J.J. Redick leave, so now he's signing this contract to be part of this big three with Joel Embiid and Ben Simmons, right? And then Ben Simmons doesn't really develop in the way we thought he developed. So now Tobias Harris is like the two. He's like the second guy. It's like it's Joel Embiid, then it's Tobias Harris. And then in many cases, right, especially when the playoffs come around, he became like a go-to guy in certain situations. And then he had to take on that role, right? And then you move forward and you bring in a James Harden, and then you have Tyrese Maxi, who's started to thrive. And now Tobias has been relegated all the way back down to like the fourth guy again. And through all of this, after signing a max contract and understanding that expectation, he has not once complained about his role. He has never once made public that he's unhappy. He's never once demanded more shots or said that he wanted more. He just goes to work, man. And all the while, since signing that max contract, he's been averaging 18, 19, 20 points a night, while also giving you 7 rebounds a night, while also giving you 3 or 4 assists a night, while also defending night in and night out. Is he a lockdown defender? No, but there's never a time where I feel like Tobias Harris isn't trying on defense. So a guy, forget the contract aside. Let's put the contract aside for a minute. A guy that goes out there, and last year, let's just take the most recent year, when people are mad, gave you 17 or 18 points, 7 rebounds, and 4 assists night in and night out while being the fourth option. So I think when people are asking for more, my response is kind of like, well, what more do you want your fourth option to do? How much what more is he supposed to do? He's only getting but so many shots. He's only getting but so many opportunities. He's only getting but so many looks. Playing with Joel Embiid, playing with James Harden, playing with Tyrese Maxi. And yet, he's making the most of the opportunities. Now, should your quote-unquote fourth best player be paid what he's getting paid? Ideally, no. But the contract hasn't prevented this team from putting pieces in place. His contract hasn't prevented us from getting James Harden. His contract hasn't prevented us from keeping Joel Embiid. His contract hasn't prevented us from getting Maxi. His contract hasn't prevented us from getting PJ Tucker. Like, we're still building. This is still a championship-level team with his contract. And again, like he goes in and he's what I would call a professional bucket getter. Like he goes to work every night, and you know what you're going to get from him every night. So I don't know why or how or where this Tobias Harris hate started. Superhero 18, I want him to accept that he's the fourth option. He does. When has he not accepted that? I've never seen a guy so willingly accept being a max contract player and saying, I'm okay with being the fourth guy. Like, I hear what you're saying. Like, you want him to accept that role. I get that, but, like, he already has. Like, last year, there was no complaints from him. When Maxi started getting more shots and more opportunities, he didn't complain. But I think what we have to understand as fans is that when your role changes, it's not easy to just automatically excel. Like, I think fans underestimate how challenging it is to go from getting, 15 shots a night to 8, or from getting 25 shots a night to 15. Like, there's that changes what you're going to look like. So yeah, maybe it took a little time for him to adjust, but there's no disputing that in the playoffs, Tobias Harris was often our second or third best guy. Tobias Harris was often better than James Harden in this particular postseason. When Joel Embiid went down in those first two Miami games, Tobias Harris was balling. He was doing everything he could to try to will us to a win or two. Now, we lost both games, but, like, Tobias Harris, again, got thrusted into a role, more responsibility, handled it. Yo, Hank, what's up, bro? Yo, Hank, I just saw your text that your video dropped, and I'm going to be watching it. But, yeah, man, Tobias Harris, he get too much hate. He does, in my opinion. Paul Reed deserves an opportunity to prove as a rotation guy. I agree with that. I think Paul Reed does deserve an opportunity, but this is one thing I will say about Paul Reed. Coaches get to watch these guys a lot more than we do. So for Paul Reed to be in the organization as long as he has been and to not be getting as much time as we think he should get, maybe the coaches are seeing something that we don't see. Like, when they're with him every day, maybe they're just like, yo, he doesn't have that thing, whatever it is they're looking for. Maybe they don't think he's ready yet. And part of a coach's job, like, yes, you want to give people an opportunity, but you also want to put people in a position to be successful. Because getting an opportunity you're not ready for can do more harm than not getting the opportunity at all. Let's continue to go down this list. Jordan Poole at number 55. I blame Doc for games 1 to 2 due to DeAndre. But who else was he supposed to play in games 1 and 2? Who else was he supposed to play? De'Aaron Fox at number 54. De'Aaron Fox, when he's healthy, is tough. He don't stay healthy either, though, man. The best ability is availability. He don't have that. Jaren Jackson, number 53. Jarrett Allen, number 52. DeAndre Ayton, number 51. Jamal Murray coming in at number 50. That's interesting. I think Jamal Murray is going to shoot up this list next year if he looks anything like he did pre-injury, because Jamal Murray is tough. Jamal Murray is tough. Mikal Bridges, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. We're going to come back to him. Let's see. I sure as heck didn't see anything from Millsap or DeAndre. Coaches can see things, but that doesn't mean they see the right things. Who is he supposed to play other than DeAndre Jordan? Like, I hear what you're saying. Coaches aren't always right. Coaches make mistakes. But all I'm saying, right? All I'm saying is, we as fans don't want to win these games more than Doc Rivers does. Like, Doc Rivers wants to win more than we want them to win. Right? So, my point in saying that is, he clearly felt like DeAndre Jordan gave us the best chance to win. That doesn't mean that it's going to always work out. It doesn't mean that we're going to win. If we put in a different guy, say like a Paul Reed, it doesn't mean that we win. We might have looked worse. We might have looked better. Like, we'll never know. But, like, I just think that sometimes it's like coaches are trying, like, Doc Rivers is doing what he feels is right to win. And I'm not going to necessarily second guess them putting in DeAndre Jordan when I'm not super confident in the guy behind him. Like, I think a lot of us are like, let's just give Paul Reed a try and see what he looks like. It's like, okay, I understand that, but that doesn't make me feel confident. And if we're trying to win a championship, we're trying to weather the storm. And it's like, am I going to go with DeAndre Jordan, who I know what I'm going to get? Or am I going to go with Paul Reed, where I don't really know? Like, that's not the time to be experimenting. If anything, Doc is at fault for not getting Paul Reed ready in the regular season to be ready for that moment in the postseason. That I'm with you with. He did not play Paul Reed enough in the regular season to get ready for that moment. But now you're in that moment, ain't nothing you can do. Like, you in it now. You know what I'm saying? And I think that they made the decision they felt was best. And that doesn't always mean it's going to work out. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is. All right, Control Plus to make it bigger. I got you, Hank. Hank is old, y'all. His eyes are hurting. Darius Garland at number 46. We're going to come back to him, too, because I mentioned this in my latest video. Is Tyrese Maxi overrated? Look where they got Tyrese Maxi, number 44. Tyrese Maxi rated the number 44 best player. Let me zoom in a little more. Is that better? The 44th best player in the NBA. How do we feel about that? Tyrese Maxi is ranked above Darius Garland, CJ McCollum, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander was at, 48? De'Aaron Fox. Is Tyrese Maxi really the 44th best player in the NBA? That seems high. That seems high to me. Mainly because he's only going into his third year, and even in year 2, right? Like, even in year 2, he took a jump, but he didn't really take off until James Harden was there. Yo, Hurst, what's good, bro? Shout out to my man Hurst. Like, Tyrese Maxey is not better than CJ McCollum. Yo, I'm a Sixers fan. This is a Sixers channel, but I'm gonna tell y'all my truth. I'm gonna tell y'all my opinion. I'm gonna call it how I see it. Tyrese Maxey is not better than CJ McCollum. I don't think there's any Sixers fan that would take next year. I'm not talking about for the future. I'm talking about, like, yo, going into next year, would you rather have Tyrese Maxey or CJ McCollum? I feel like most Sixers fans would probably still say CJ McCollum, and that's not a knock on Tyrese Maxey. It's not a knock. But CJ McCollum has had to be the guy. CJ McCollum has had to be the guy, the scorer, the go-to when, like, Dame Lillard would be hurt. He's had to shoulder the lead guard responsibilities for New Orleans when he got traded down there, like, often being the one and bringing the ball up and initiating the offense. I'm not so sure I can say that CJ McCollum is not better than Tyrese Maxey. I think a lot of this ranking has to do with the idea that he's going to take another huge leap. I think I'm on a little bit of a delay, and I don't know how much that delay is. So sorry if, like, I'm responding to chat at a weird time or something like that. I think Maxey is a CJ level player. He just doesn't get those shots. CJ gets like 8 threes a game off, and we need to run stuff for Maxey. It's a good point, but this is what I'll say. This is what I want to say in regards to that point. It takes a certain level of ability to be able to get shots off like that, and it also takes a certain level of ability to, again, be the focal point of an offense and still get right. Like, I do believe that Tyrese Maxey's a stud, but I think a lot of Tyrese Maxey's success was predicated on the fact that Joel Embiid and James Harden was drawing so much attention. Right? Like, it's a lot easier to play next to guys that are going to draw all the attention. Anybody who's played basketball at any level knows what I'm talking about. Like, yo, for example, on a far lower level. My boy Hurst in the chat, my boy Hurst was nice. Like nice. Division I nice. When he and I play pickup and I'm playing with him and he's drawing all this attention and lulling guys to sleep and like all eyes are on Hurst, I'm going to score the ball. You know what I'm saying? Because it's easier when you're next to somebody who draws so much attention. So when everybody's collapsing on James Harden, it's easier to find gaps when you're Tyrese Maxi. I'm curious to see what he's going to look like this year because I think this year Tyrese Maxi is going to be circled on scouting reports. I think this year it wouldn't surprise me if some opposing coaches are looking at Tyrese Maxi and saying that's the guy we can't let beat us. Joel Embiid is going to get his. Right? Joel Embiid is going to get his. James Harden, we'll slow him down. We he's getting older, the hamstring, this and that. Like the NBA isn't giving him every foul anymore. We'll slow him down. Tyrese Maxey's the guy we can't let get off. And when you become that guy, I want to see how you look. And that's why I'm not comfortable with him being ranked over some of these other guys who have been. Superhero 18 said, so SGA got hurt again, and like you said, availability is the best skill, and SGA, De'Aaron Fox, hadn't made the playoffs yet. When I'm thinking of guys who are better than the next guy, making the playoffs doesn't make you necessarily, like, better. Like, not when you're talking about this level. Like, I feel like going to the playoffs, having success, winning a championship, that's what separates, like, the best of the best. For example, me and my brothers were in a group chat. We were talking about Justin Herbert. And my one brother thinks that Justin Herbert is the second best quarterback in the NBA. Just purely going based off of skill, talent, like he's the second best guy in the NFL. Did I say NBA? I meant to say NFL. Second best QB. And I said, like, yo, I think he does have that talent, but he hasn't had that level of success because when you're talking about the best, when you're talking about top 2, top 3, top 5, I do think you have to have the skill, the talent, and the success to go with it. So if we were talking about who are the top 10 players in the NBA, yeah, I'm not going to say a guy who hasn't gotten to the playoffs is a top 10 player in the NBA. But when we're talking about 44, 45, top 50, you don't got to go to the playoffs for me to say you're better than the next guy. A huge reason why Shai Gilgeous-Alexander hasn't made it to the postseason in the playoffs because his teams have been pretty damn bad. They've been young and they've been bad, constantly picking in the lottery. But the talent and the skill is unquestionable. He's been like the best guy on that team for a couple years now, and he's still producing. Again, when you're the guy and that responsibility falls on you, it's a different level. It's a different, it's a different stress. And because Maxi hasn't had to feel that, I don't know that I can say he's better than these guys. You know what I mean? Does that all make sense? Maxi could exceed CJ, but he's not there yet. I agree. And I think Maxi will be a better pro than CJ McCollum. I do. I think Tyrese Maxi is legit. Make no mistake about it. I just don't know if I would say he's already better than some of the guys that are rated lower than him. But I'm curious to see who's rated higher than him because I might think he's better than some of the guys higher than him too. In Portland, CJ had a lot of expectations on him. Maxi didn't have that yet. Exactly. Like when in Portland, it was Dame and CJ. It's all on them. Maxi hasn't had that because even at the start of the year when Ben wasn't playing, well, guess what? You had Joel Embiid and Tobias Harris who were putting in the work and picking up the slack, and there was no pressure on Tyrese Maxi because he wasn't supposed to even be in that position. Ben Simmons was supposed to be in that position. And the pressure wasn't on Tyrese Maxi to excel. It was more so like, yo, you just go ball. Like, you weren't even going to be in this position this year. Nobody's expecting you to be, completely fill those shoes. You just go play. And he played well. And then James Harden got there, and then he really exploded. Because now it's like, I don't have to run the offense. I can just go get right. Bet. That's what I do. Certain players mesh with other players at certain degrees of chemistry. The Harden CP3 thing grew contentious. The Harden Westbrook pairing lasted for 1 year. JH seems to like Maxi. Yeah, they seem to really get along. That's part of why I think, we're a championship contender. My cat is meowing so loud. I don't know if you can hear her. She probably hungry. I'll feed you in a little bit. But yeah, man, that's just those are my feelings. Those are my extensive feelings. 'Cause I did put out a video after this live stream. Maybe y'all check that video out. I did put out a video questioning whether or not he was ranked too high, and I think that he might be. I mean, he did have those games when Embiid had COVID, and he gave us 24 and 5 during those games. But that's such a small sample size. That's a small sample size. Let's look at CJ's numbers. Can we look at CJ's numbers? Let's see. This is what I mean right here, right? Maxi had a great year too, but look at what CJ has been doing for 8 years. 21, 23, 21, 21, 22, 23, 22, 21, 24. He been doing this. He's been doing this, man, for the past 7 years, 21 a night. For the past 7 years, 21 a night. While being the number 2 option every one of these years. And last year with the Pelicans, I'm a big Brandon Ingram guy, so I won't say he was the number 1 option there. But, I mean, for 7 years being the number 2 guy with high expectations and needing to produce to give your team even a chance to win, he's getting 21 and look, 4 assists, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's just different. That's just different, man. Let's continue on the list. 43, Draymond. I ain't mad at that. DeJounte Murray, 42. Okay. I actually think he's nice. I think 42 might be, that's a good spot for him. That might be, if anything, maybe a little low. LaMelo Ball at 41. How do we feel about LaMelo Ball, man? How do we feel about LaMelo Ball? I'm a big LaMelo Ball guy. By the way, shout out to, what's going on with our alerts here? Hold on now. Shout out to Mama. What's going on here? My whole stream is bugging out. Shout out to Mama Dukes. I'm going to redo that. Mama Dukes coming through with the membership. Let's show that alert one more time. Show her the love she deserves. Boom. Liz Mack became a member. Why is my stream bugging? Things are moving and ain't supposed to be moving right now. Definitely wanted to show her some love though, man. I ain't even gonna be ashamed of it. Yeah, I'm showing my mom some love on the stream, man. She supports. My mom is always supporting us. So shout out to her. If you're watching, Mom, shout out to you. Pelicans definitely seem like they're going to be a force to be reckoned with, and CJ's been a great player. I just think our young buck can get there. I agree. I agree with that. I think he can get there too. I just don't think he's there yet. LaMelo Ball at 41. LaMelo Ball is tough. I think that's another guy who he's on his way to stardom. Zion at 40. I respect Zion at 40. See, this is one of those low numbers that I kind of can get behind because he's literally been hurt all of the time. He has a small sample size of being good in a way that he could be a superstar, but he doesn't do it enough and often enough or available enough to be ranked as high as he could be. Then we got Scotty Barnes at 39. Scotty Barnes is OD tough. I don't know that there's 38 guys better than Scotty Barnes because of his versatility, but I do believe it's an appropriate ranking because he only has 1 year of doing it. And just like I said with Maxi, you got to do it a little bit longer than that. LaMelo's a nice player, Showtime and stuff, great defender, but I don't know if he's the guy for a championship team. I'm a huge LaMelo Ball guy. Charlotte's got to be careful because Lamar Ball is someone who wants his sons to be in the spotlight. I think LaMelo Ball can absolutely lead a team to a championship, and I think he will. I think that he will. I think LaMelo Ball, 6'7", transcendent vision. His ability to get the guys the ball on time, on target, on the move is second to none. Second to none. I think it's exceptional. I think it's one of those talents and one of those skills that, like, you just don't see many people do the things he can do passing the ball. Scotty Barnes is a guy that similarly in that way, not like transcendent as far as passing the ball, but you don't see a guy that can, at his size, usually defends and has the versatility that he has defensively while also being able to have the game, the versatility in his offensive game. Like, he's not a great shooter yet, but his handle is good, his vision is good. He knows how to get guys involved. He can initiate your offense. He can score inside. He rebounds the ball. Like, Scotty Barnes is tough. Scotty Barnes is tough. Fred Van, like, come on, y'all. I ain't even trying to be disrespectful to Fred VanVleet, but is Fred VanVleet better than some of the guys we've seen on this list? Maybe I'm sleeping on Fred VanVleet a little bit. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. But if you told me I could have Ben Simmons or Fred VanVleet, I'm taking Ben Simmons. If you told me I could have Michael Porter Jr. or Fred VanVleet, I'm taking Michael Porter Jr. If you told me I could have Scotty Barnes or Fred VanVleet, I'm taking Scotty Barnes. If you told me I could have LaMelo Ball or Fred VanVleet, I'm taking LaMelo Ball. If you told me I can have Tyrese Maxi or Fred VanVleet, I'm taking Tyrese Maxi. I think Fred VanVleet is a little high here. Scotty Barnes is a raw dog. He's a problem for every opposition. That's a fact. Sounded a little crazy, but that's a fact. Klay Thompson at 37, okay. Evan Mobley at 36, part of that young Cavs core. Fred is a really solid point guard, but his defense lets him down. Exactly. Fred VanVleet is a really solid point guard. That's a perfect way to describe him. He's a really good player, but I don't think he's one of the 38 best players in the NBA. Cade Cunningham, number 35. Yo, my Cade Cunningham video did really well. Shout out to all the Detroit fans who still watch that video, man. The Detroit fans love Cade, and they should, because Cade is a problem. Cade is a guy who I think has potential to be a top 10 player in the NBA. The size, the playmaking ability, shots getting better, can score it, get guys involved. He's very good. Evan is too high. You think Evan Mobley's too high? Let's go back to Evan Mobley. You think he's too high on the list? How come? How come? Let's maybe I'm tripping. Let's take a look. Oh wait, I put CJ. I was about to put CJ McCullough. Evan Mobley. I mean, 15, 8, and 3, 51% shooting, and the defense, man, the versatility defensively. 2 blocks, a steal, can guard on the perimeter in situations where you switch. Has the athleticism to do that, can protect the rim. I'm a little surprised to hear Evan Mobley being too high on the list. But he is young. You know, time will tell. Cade Cunningham is going to be a possible future superstar in the league. Absolutely. Cade Cunningham is going to be a superstar in the NBA. I agree. Marcus Smart, number 34. That's... you know? guess I can't be mad at it. Kyrie Irving is like, yo. You're telling me there's 32 players better than Kyrie Irving? ESPN, are you seriously telling me that there are 33 players better than Kyrie Irving? This is how I'm feeling right now about this list. Bring in the booze, man. Are you serious? Are you serious, ESPN? What kind of... Listen, I can understand being mad at the man for not wanting to show up to work. I get that. I think Kyrie has some... I don't know if I want to use the word issues, but he has his things. But you can't sit here and tell me that your list is valid if you have 32 players better than Kyrie Irving. Like, yo, okay, I want to know right now, chat. Do we think the number 32 player is going to be better than Kyrie Irving? Do we think that the 32nd rated player is going to be better than Kyrie Irving? And I promise you I haven't looked. I have not looked to see who's number 32. But I'm telling you right now, if they got somebody like Chris Middleton, who, no disrespect, but Chris Middleton is not Kyrie Irving. If somebody like Chris Middleton is number 32, I'm going to lose it. Andrew Wiggins is better than Kyrie Irving. Even Andrew Wiggins is laughing at this list. Look at this. Like, yo, Andrew Wiggins is better than Kyrie Irving? Are we serious, man? Oh, my God. Sean, what's up, man? Mobley ahead of RW3? Listen, I got to say, yeah, I agree with that one. But before we talk about that, Kyrie Irving is 33 and Andrew Wiggins is 32? Andrew Wiggins had a revelation year. I agree, he did. And he still is not better than Kyrie Irving. Andrew Wiggins was exceptional this year. Andrew Wiggins was even prior to this year a little underrated if you ask me. But he's not better than Kyrie. Oh, God. I love what Wiggins brings as a 3-and-D wing, but he doesn't have Kyrie's ISO ability. Yes, exactly. I love Andrew Wiggins as a 3-and-D wing too. But he's not better than Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving goes to any team in the NBA, and he's damn near the best player on the team. Sean, hey man, I'm lagged a bit. Honestly, I think my whole stream is delayed more than I anticipated to be. I think I'm gonna have to fix that setting on the next live. But wow, oh man. I mean, truthfully, I think this picture, his picture says it all with that one. That's crazy, man. Whew. But Sean, to go back to your point about RW3 and Evan Mobley, I mean, I think Robert Williams III is a really good player. I've made many videos about the Celtics where I said I felt like he was kind of like one of their most important players to winning the championship because of the things he does, not only defensively, but he actually does some he does some nuanced things offensively, like the way he sets screens to help guys get open, the way he'll slip on like pin downs and slip to the basket for lobs and little dump balls for layups and dunks. I think RW3 is very good and very good for them. But I don't think Robert Williams III is the kind of guy that can go anywhere and have as big of an impact as Evan Mobley can have. You know, but that's just my opinion. I'm not saying I'm right, but that's why I would have Mobley above him. Chris Middleton was Wait, Chris Middleton was 31. 31. Chris Middleton was 31. I was one off. One off. Oh my God. Chris Middleton is not better than Kyrie Irving. You'd have Mobley somewhere around 50. Apologize for my ignorance. Do they adjust rankings for availability / team chemistry in this? And this is a projection for this season. To be honest, I don't think they really specify. I just think it's more like who they think going into this season is going to be like the best players this year. Like I think this list is kind of like who they think will have like the best seasons, or I don't really know. I feel like it's not really made clear. I always look at it as who they think the best players going into next year are, not necessarily like taking into account like stuff like the team chemistry and the roles they're gonna play and things like that. But maybe they do. Maybe that's part of it, and they just don't really specify that. But no need to apologize for your ignorance. You know, just drop a super chat. I'm just playing, man. Time Lord looks like a future Gobert if he's healthy. I mean, I don't know. That's tough to say. That's tough. I mean, Rudy Gobert is one of the greatest defensive centers of all time. So it's hard to say anybody is the next Rudy Gobert. Middleton is actually underrated. I agree. I would agree with that in the past. I think Middleton is now like properly rated. I think Chris Middleton is kind of properly rated now where people understand he's really, really good. But, big but, Chris Middleton is not better than Kyrie Irving. I can't believe Kyrie Irving was number 33. That's crazy. What's crazier? Kyrie Irving at 33 or Ben Simmons at 76? What's crazier? Let me know. What is crazier? Ben Simmons at 76 or Kyrie Irving at 33? Because those are both wild to me. See number 30, Pascal Siakam. Okay, Pascal Siakam. I get that. Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram is tough. I'm glad he's getting his top 30 love. Jelani Scatliff, Kyrie, and Ben got disrespected. That's what I'm saying. Achille, what's up? Kyrie Irving, 33. Bro, they got Kyrie Irving ranked 33. Son. They got Kyrie. Look at who 32 is. 32 is Andrew Wiggins. They got Kyrie Irving at 33. I'm sorry, that keeps popping up. At 33. Oh, my goodness. That's crazy. That's craziness. By the way, man, if you haven't done so, I don't know if you guys are all subscribers. If you are, appreciate you. If you're not, hit that subscribe button. I have to go with Ben, considering he was ranked 28 going into last season. Like, listen, I know people got strong opinions about Ben Simmons, but there are not 75 players better than Ben Simmons. I think they tried to be a little funny, and they intentionally made him the 76th best player in the NBA. But Kyrie at 33 is wild, especially when you got Andrew Wiggins, who's laughing at the fact that he's ranked higher than Kyrie Irving, and then you got Chris Middleton. We left off at BI, right? Our Will is a bit of an anomaly, 6'8" with a 7'6" wingspan. Gobert is a different animal, trading off switchability, passive versus genuine. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Like, I don't think you could compare somebody to Rudy Gobert, man. Like, I don't. To say somebody's the next Rudy Gobert is like, that's like this guy is the next best interior defender or one of the best interior defenders of all time. Like, that's a tough thing to say, especially when he doesn't really stay healthy. DeMar DeRozan at 28. Okay, Debo, I respect it. Zach LaVine at 27. Zach LaVine is a guy I was wrong about. Zach LaVine is a guy that I was wrong about. I thought he was super athletic, and had potential to be like a guy who could be like a disruptor defensively, play well in transition, maybe develop a shooter, become like a 3-and-D kind of guy. But he is legit. I was wrong about him. I didn't think he was ever going to be like the kind of player he is. Drew Holiday is another guy who for a long time I felt like was underappreciated. When he was a Sixer, I loved him. Thought he was really good. He was also super, super tough in 2K. Whatever 2K that was when he was on the Sixers, he was good, man. What was that, 2K12 maybe? He was nice in that game. But, yeah, I'm glad he's getting the respect he deserves. So that's the top. That's 100 to 26. So they dropped 26 to 11. And I want to take a look at that, too, before I hop off. Paolo Banchero, number 82. I mean, you know, like, I think Paolo going to be nice, but he ain't even play yet. Jordan Clarkson, 85. I don't know if we looked at this lower end of the list. You know, so let's get to that 25 to 11. Where is it? My scroll wheel like broke. Here, let me do it this way. It's probably gonna be easier if I just do this. My scroll wheel like broke, so I can't even just scroll. It's mad annoying. All right, let's see who ESPN has in the top 25 to 11. Jelani, appreciate the sub. Thank you. Hey, let's get a round of applause. Get a round of applause for Jelani. Appreciate you. All right, so we got at number 25. One Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, OD tough. Future star in the making. Drew Holiday was one of my favorite Sixers. The trade for the process made me hurt. I understood it, but it was tough. Yeah, man, same. Anthony Edwards is a guy who has superstar potential. I ain't mad at 25. Donovan Mitchell at 24. Donovan Mitchell at 20. Yo! He's a madman, people. Sean Fleming with the $200 super chat. Yo, that's crazy. Purchasing shares in Kyrie Irving before the market wakes up. We got to get this man another round of applause. Holy crap. And another round of applause. We got to keep. Damn. Hey, yo. That's crazy, yo. I appreciate you, man. I appreciate you. Thank you. I'm kind of like, I don't even know how to proceed. Damn. Holy crap. What was I even talking about? Who was I talking about? Holy. Yo, Sean, I take it all back. Robert Williams III should be a top 10 player in the NBA. I can't believe ESPN don't got Robert Williams III as a top 10 player in the NBA. It's as a 9, as a 10, and as a 11. Oh, man. Donovan Mitchell, number 24. I'm thrown off, man. I've never been so thrown off before. Like, my friends will tell you, I'm not one to not know what to say. I'm always talking. Bam Adebayo, number 23. Okay, Bam. I see you. Jalen Brown, 22. Yo, I want to hear what y'all think about Jalen Brown because me and a couple of my friends, Hurst included in the chat, shout out to Hurst. There was people talk like I feel like some people be disrespecting Jalen Brown. I feel like some cats be disrespecting Jalen Brown. Like he ain't nice. Like there were so many nights where Jalen Brown was arguably the best player on the Celtics. Like even more so than Jason Tatum. Not all the time, but occasionally. None of those better than DeMar, in my opinion. Wait, you don't think any of this top 25 is better than DeMar DeRozan yet? Donovan Mitchell was an interesting one. Donovan Mitchell, DeMar DeRozan. But Jalen Brown is definitely better than DeMar DeRozan. Like, Jalen Brown is tough. I don't think Jalen Brown gets enough credit because he plays with Jason Tatum. Like, I think Jason Tatum is so loved, and rightfully so. Like, Jason Tatum is tough. Like, Jason Tatum is great. But I think people think, like, Jalen Brown's not as good because their infatuation with Jason Tatum. But on many nights, Jalen Brown was the best player on that team. Jalen Brown. And on many nights, Jalen Brown is guarding one of the two best perimeter players. Like Marcus Smart might be guarding one, and Jalen Brown is guarding two, or vice versa. Like he's not a liability on either end of the floor. And when his shot's not falling, Jalen Brown will get to the cup and enforce his will in other ways. Like Jalen Brown is tough. I really appreciate Jalen Brown. He really worked on his game tremendously from where he was out at UCLA. He wasn't anything like a shooter out of college. That's what I'm saying. Like, this is a guy who has really put in the work, and he's young, and he's a dog. Like, I think I'm super high on Jalen Brown. Chris Paul at 21. I'm okay with that. Anthony Davis at 20. JB mid-range became a major weapon. That's what I'm saying, yo. Jalen Brown can score at all three levels. He can get to the cup. He makes his free throws. He can shoot from the mid-range, score from the mid-range. He's become a much better three-point shooter. Jalen Brown's got to work on his handle, though. When he gets his handle better, then he'll really be able to get to the cup. That's one area that Jalen Brown, Jason Tatum too, they both got to work on their handle and get into the cup better. But, Jalen Brown, I think, is special. And I think Jalen Brown is like, I think he should be commended for the fact that he doesn't cause issues, because Jason Tatum gets so much love. And because of it, like, it would be very easy for Jalen Brown to feel a type of way. And if he does, he don't let it come out. Like, he don't let it show. It don't become news stories and things like that. But like I said, I think there were many times where Jalen Brown kind of had to carry the load for that team. That's not to say Jason Tatum doesn't also have those nights, because he does. I just think Jason Tatum gets the credit for it when he does. I don't think Jalen Brown does get the credit when he does. JB is tough, and Def continues to work on his craft. Maybe underrated. I'm with you. You know I'm with you on that one. AD could definitely surpass this ranking if A, he stays healthy, B, stays consistent. Yeah, that's Anthony Davis's biggest problem, only problem. He doesn't stay healthy. He does not stay healthy. By the way, man, if you guys haven't done so already, don't forget to like the video. Don't forget to like the stream. Helps me out a lot. Again, shout out to Sean, man, dropping a $200 super chat. Sheesh, that's crazy. Once Jalen Brown gets his handle together, I know. Yo, Achille, yo, hold on a second. Let's talk to Achille for a minute, because he lost a bet with me. I told him the Dallas Mavs were going to beat the Phoenix Suns. I told him it was going to happen. And he said if it did, he said he was going to send me some Dr. Pepper or something. And I ain't get my Dr. Pepper. What's up, Achille? What's up with my Dr. Pepper, Achille? I want my Dr. Pepper. Anyways. Anthony Davis, he's gotta figure it out. He's got to figure out how to stay healthy. He's got to do something to stay healthy. I don't know what it is, but he's got to stay healthy. And that's just what it is. What up, Spencer? How you living, Spencer? Oh, we starting to get up there. We got 17. You said you wanted me to subscribe instead. Oh, yeah. I did say that. I said become a member. I did say that. I was like, you could become a member instead. You know, by the way, speaking of memberships, man, if you guys want to become a member, if you want to support this channel, you know, in more ways than just subscribing and liking the videos and watching videos, you want to become a member, that link is in the description below. I'll give you a shout out in the videos. You get the little badge, the TSB badge next to your name, like Merrick. During the season, I want to try to set up like a Discord channel where we can watch the game like together on a stream and kind of, you know, just talk about the game, chill and watch the game together, things like that. So if you want to be a part of that, you want to be a member, I'm also going to like add a channel to the Discord where you can ask me questions. I'll do like once a week. I'll answer questions from the Discord. You know, I'm thinking about bringing members on to the live stream and doing like a call-in for members only, things like that. Like, I got all these ideas that I'm formulating. So if you want to get out ahead of that, become a member. That link is in the description below. You know, let's get back to the list now. So we had Anthony Davis at number 20. Number 19, Bradley Beal. I'm torn on Bradley Beal, man. I'm torn on Bradley Beal because Bradley Beal is nice. He's a bucket. But like, you know how sometimes people will say like, oh, it doesn't translate to winning. And I feel like that's kind of like a cop-out in some cases. But like with Brad Beal, it really doesn't translate to winning. Like, it really doesn't. And it's not necessarily his fault. Like, the team is very clearly limited. But it's just like, it's like, damn, like you would think that they would have more success because of the level of player that he is. And it just doesn't have, like, I don't know. I hope they find a way to bring somebody in. Like, even as a Sixers fan, because I'm not one to duck the smoke, I would rather Bradley Beal finally get that second guy and really have a real shot, you know, at winning big, because he stayed loyal to that team. He's been through the ups and the downs, and he still goes to work. So, I almost feel bad for him. Rudy Gobert at 18. I feel like that's a fair ranking because on one end of the floor, he's probably one. On the other end of the floor, he's probably like, I don't even know. I was going to say he's probably like 36, so you can cut it right down the middle and make him 18, but he's not the 36th best offensive player. But he has such a huge impact defensively that I'm okay with the 18 ranking. It's kind of incredible to me that he hasn't developed an offensive game at all. Like, that's crazy. Jimmy Butler at 17. I'm cool with that. I think Jimmy Butler, hold on. Let's go back for a second. We had some talk on Rudy Gobert. Very limited is an understatement. I think he may be one of the most talented scorers in the game. Very limited is an I think you kind of making two separate points. Like, saying Rudy Gobert is very limited is an understatement. And then you're saying that you think Bradley Beal is one of the better scorers in the game. And Bradley Beal is better than Rudy Gobert. I would, I don't know, like, that's like the perfect, like, I think that's like the perfect, like, argument of choosing a guy, right? Like, Bradley Beal or Rudy Gobert, who would you rather have? Like, I think that's a really tough debate, because it's like, Bradley Beal is one of the best scorers in the league. Like, that, there is no debate. When it comes to getting a bucket, Bradley Beal is up there at the top. And then on the other end of the floor, defensively, Rudy Gobert is the best defensive player in the NBA. When it comes, if you, like, interior defense, he's shutting it down. Rebounding the ball, he's doing that. Blocking shots, altering shots, he's doing all that. And it's like, who would you rather have? That's a fun debate. That'd be a fun debate. Maybe hey Hurst, man, maybe you come on the show. We had that kind of debate. You know what I mean? We said Jimmy Butler. Trae Young at 16. Yeah, Trae Young is 16. Okay, let's see who's above him. Oh, you're saying that Bradley Beal's team is limited is an understatement. Yeah, that is. Yeah, you're right. His team has been bad. His team has been bad. Paul George above Trae Young. I agree. Damian Lillard. Yeah. I was going to say, why is he ranked this high when he didn't play really last year, but other guys aren't. But he's also so good that I still get why he would be 14 despite not playing. So, okay. 13, Karl Anthony Towns. This one I have a strong opinion on. I disagree. I do not think Karl Anthony Towns is the 13th best player in the NBA. If we just scroll up, I think Damian Lillard is better than Karl Anthony Towns. I think that Paul George is better. I think that, maybe not Trae Young. I think Jimmy Butler is better. I think Rudy Gobert, I don't know about that one. Bradley Beal, I would say, is better. And Anthony Davis is hurt too much. But we just went from where he's ranked to 20, and all but two guys I would say is better than Cat Williams, Karl Anthony Towns. I think he's good, but I don't think he's the 13th best player in the NBA. I think that you have to win one game or even one series. Who are you taking, Karl Anthony Towns or Dame Lillard? We know who we're taking. If I said one game, you got Karl Anthony or one series, Karl Anthony Towns or Paul George, I know who people are going to take. One series, Karl Anthony Towns or Bradley Beal, I know who people are taking. Karl Anthony Towns or a healthy Anthony Davis, I know who people are taking. So there's too many guys that I think you would take over Karl Anthony Towns for him to be 13. Kawhi Leonard at 12. I feel like he hasn't played in eternity, so I get why he would be 12. And ladies and gentlemen, the last person we're going to talk about to end this stream, James Harden, ranked 11th. I'm going to just sit back for a minute, and I'm going to just let y'all blow up the chat right now and tell me what you guys think of James Harden at 11. James Harden, the 11th ranked player in the NBA. I think James is actually properly rated. He's not 11 anymore. I'd take Kyrie over Harden. On the whole empty calories thing with Beal, that was the same narrative of Booker before 2021. I think Harden is ranked fair at 11 due to the other players on this list. It's controversial, but in isolation, it's fair. I mean, when you look at guys who are going to be above him, Harden's a way better playmaker than Kyrie and helps out on the boards. So here's my feeling about James Harden being number 11. Here's my feeling about James Harden being number 11 on this list. I am completely good with it. I'm completely good with James Harden being 11 on this list, and I'll tell you why. I will tell you why. It's not just because I'm a Sixers fan. There are two reasons. There are two reasons why I believe James Harden being ranked 11th is fair. If not correct, it's fair. Number one, if we're looking at last year, what up, Darren? Jason Tatum, top 10. Yeah, he definitely going to be top 10 on this list. If we're looking at last year, prior to James Harden coming to Philadelphia, when he was with the Brooklyn Nets, he was averaging like 22 or 23 a game with 11 assists and 8 rebounds. He was an MVP candidate for much of his time in Brooklyn. When Kyrie wasn't there and when KD wasn't playing and it was in and out of the lineup, James Harden was keeping that thing afloat. And more so than just keeping it afloat, he was balling out. Then he comes to Philly. And with the Sixers, he goes on to average 21, 10, and 7. Or 6, maybe 21, 10, and 6, 21, 10, and 7 with the Sixers. Clearly makes the team significantly better when he gets there. Yo, RB, what's up? Yo, RB, you came at the perfect time, bro. You came at the perfect time. Because we talking James Harden being the 11th best player in the NBA and whether or not we agree with that ranking. Shout out to RB. He comes to Philly, right? Immediately the team is better. Someone dropped a 200 bomb. Yo, wild, bro. I almost had a heart attack. RB. By the way, sorry if I'm getting late. Like, if the chat is delayed, like, I click normal latency instead of ultra low latency by accident. I promise you guys on the next live stream, I must be seeing what you guys say in better timing. It's all going to be smoother. It's my first time going live in a long time. It's been a minute. My apologies. But the Tyrese Maxi everybody's raving about, that happened when James Harden got here. Right? The Sixers being a championship contender, that happened when James Harden got here. Like a real championship contender. That happened when James Harden got here. I think the reason why so many fans were disappointed and upset at the end of the season, both Sixers fans and just NBA fans that dogged the Sixers, was because James Harden didn't play as well as we know he can play. Right? But like I said, with the Nets, he was an MVP candidate. With the Sixers, he got 21, 10, and 7. Made everybody around him better. And that's all while we all know he wasn't healthy. He wasn't healthy. The hamstring was clearly an issue. You don't go from doing what he was doing just a couple weeks earlier in Brooklyn or a couple months earlier in Brooklyn to now you can't beat a guy off the bounce. It don't work like that. It doesn't happen that way. He couldn't get to the basket anymore. So think of how limited he was because of his hamstring, where he couldn't get to the basket anymore. He didn't have lift on his jump shot anymore. He didn't have lift around the rim anymore. He wasn't able to finish through contact anymore. Right? And he still was as productive and as effective as he was. That is why I am okay with James Harden being the 11th ranked player in the NBA. That's why. Because if he can do all that on a bum hamstring with a new team, you know what I'm saying? If he like, I can only imagine what he's gonna look like when he comes into the season healthier. I can only imagine what it's gonna look like when he has a full off season with Tyrese Maxi, and what it looks like when he has a full off season with Joel Embiid. Him and Joel Embiid had one of the best two-man games like in NBA history, like a points per possession type thing in their pick and roll. Like their efficiency in the pick and roll was through the roof, and that was with like no practice because you don't really practice during the season. So 21 and 10, without practicing with his team, commanding one of the best two-man games in the NBA history, but especially last year in the NBA, probably the best two-man game in the NBA last year. Was an MVP candidate before the trade. For all of those reasons, I'm completely okay with him being the 11th ranked player in the league. Completely okay with it. People showing RB love in the chat. I respect it. Yeah. I hopped on this live stream to get away from the Ben preview. I don't know if I want to watch that full thing. Oh man, yeah, I'm gonna be going in on that video. I already know. I already know. I might resist it, though. That just might be a conversation I have amongst friends. I don't know if I'm going to put that one on wax. As I had to defend myself in RB's comment section because people was calling me all kinds of names because of my opinion on Ben Simmons. I told someone in his comments, like, I'm not emotional about it anymore. I let it go. So maybe I won't make a video about the Ben Simmons, JJ Redick podcast. Because truthfully, I'm not emotional about it anymore. Truthfully, I understand Ben Simmons' limitations as a player, and I'm not as, emotionally attached to it as I was. But, folks, there you have it. That is the 100 to 11 lists from ESPN. Those are my thoughts on the list. There's no shame in being top 10 in the NBA or top 11 in the NBA. That's a fact, man. I mean, there's no shame in being on this list at all. I mean, there's 350 players in the league or whatever it is. I mean, if you're one of the top 100, that already puts you in a certain level. And if you're in the top 50, that puts you in a very high level. If you're in the top 25, you're in an elite level. And if you're in the top 11 to 12, I mean, come on, you're the best of the best in the world. So I definitely don't think there's no shame in being 11 if you're James Harden. I am curious where they're going to put Joel Embiid. I am curious where they're going to put Jason Tatum. I am curious where they're going to put a Luka Doncic, who's my personal favorite player in the NBA. But that top 10, I'm guessing, is going to be releasing soon, and we'll be able to get to see that. I have a feeling Joel Embiid is going to be ranked. Let's think. I think that they're going to have Giannis, Luka, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Jokic all ranked above Joel Embiid. I really do. Which would put Joel Embiid at 6. And that's depending how they feel about LeBron. I'm going to say they're going to put Joel Embiid at 6. That is my guess. This is my prediction. I think they will say Giannis is the number 1 player in the NBA. I think they will say Kevin Durant is the number 2 player. Steph Curry at number 3. Nikola Jokic at number 4. Luka Doncic at number 5. Joel Embiid at number 6. LeBron James at number 7. Jason Tatum at 8. Kawhi Leonard at 9. Devin Booker at 10. That's my prediction. That is my prediction. I should have recorded that so I can make a TikTok or something out of it. I'm going to just do it again. We hitting that record button right now. Hit that record button right now. My prediction for the top 10 on ESPN's list, I think they're going to go Giannis number 1. I think they're going to go Kevin Durant number 2. Steph Curry number 3. Nikola Jokic number 4. Luka Doncic number 5. Joel Embiid, number 6. LeBron James, number 7. Jason Tatum, number 8. Who did I say was going to be 9? I think I said Kawhi, but they already had Kawhi on the list, didn't they? Jason Tatum at 8. Maybe we're going to go Devin Booker at 9. And who does that leave for 10? Who's that leave for 10? Hey, I'm going to let chat decide. You guys tell me in the comment section. Let me know who you guys think are going to be number 10. That's who I got for the top 9. I don't know who I'm missing. I don't know who I'm leaving out. But, yeah, we're going to end it there, man. Y'all, I appreciate everybody who came out today. Let me give you guys a round of applause because you guys deserve it. Thank you guys for popping out. Thank you guys for subscribing to the channel. Thank you guys for watching the videos. Thank you guys for liking the videos and commenting on the videos. Even if you don't really have anything to say in the comment section, just drop an emoji, man. Anything to boost that engagement. I really appreciate the love and support I've been getting. These past 2 weeks have been super dope with the channel. I got to do a live with RB. Shout out my boy RB. I just got on a podcast. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be coming out, I think, in a couple days or so. Look for that on Twitter. Speaking of Twitter, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Sixers Breakroom. It's just been super dope, man. The support's been real. I'm super excited. I can't wait for the season. I forgot Nikola Jokic. Is that who I forgot? So Giannis, KD, Steph, Jokic, Doncic, Embiid, Bron, Nah, I don't think I forgot him. Whatever. We got to play it back. Now I don't remember. But yeah, I really appreciate the support, man. Thank you, guys. Shout out to Sean, man. Shout out to Sean, who dropped a 200 bomb super chat. That man is outrageous. Unfortunately, it wasn't contagious. Just playing, man. But I appreciate all the support you guys have been giving me, man. It means a lot to me. I love basketball. I love the Sixers. To be able to talk about it and have fun while doing it and meeting some dope people in this community has been a blast, and I'm looking forward to more of it. I'm going to take it off. I'm hopping off there. That's where I'm going to end it. And appreciate you guys, man. Like I said at the end of all my videos, if you like the video, don't forget to like the video. Of course, subscribe to the channel. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.